You know, there was a report in the Philadelphia Inquirer, again, just tell the truth, just tell the story about what's happening in the trial. And they report that this week an ex-employee of Gosnell talked about how she perceived the brutal snipping of the spines of newborns still alive after abortion. Did you know it was murder? Assistant District Attorney Joanne Pescatore asked ex-clinic worker Linda Williams, referring to the clinic's practice of snipping the spines of babies born alive during abortion procedures. No, I didn't, said Williams, 44. She goes on to say that one of her duties was to retrieve fetuses from women who would sometimes spontaneously abort in the waiting room after getting large doses of drugs. One day, she testified, a woman expelled a second trimester fetus, and it was moving. Williams said she took a pair of scissors and snipped the spine as Gosnell showed her. I did it once, she said, and I didn't do it again because it gave me the creeps. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude. Dr. Andy Harris, a few moments ago, talked about the bioethicists who had made statements that after-birth abortion is justified because the newborn or children who have been out of the womb for even weeks have the same moral stature, and that is none, than an unborn child. Those two bioethicists say, and I quote, the devaluation of newborn babies is inextricably linked to the devaluation of the unborn. They've said, and this is their quote, they propose that this practice of after-birth abortion be called that rather than infanticide in order to emphasize that the moral status of the individual killed, that is to say the baby, is comparable to that of the fetus. Whether she will exist is exactly what our choice is all about. So the choice to kill extended to the point of snipping the spines of children who were born and struggling and gasping for breath and for some kind of outreach of hands that would save that child, but it wasn't there. That is now being prosecuted as it ought to be as murder. Our hope is that the blackout of this trial of Kermit Gosnell will end. It is ongoing. It's occurring today. It's occurring every day. I don't know how long it will take, but to NBC, CBS, and ABC, and to the major news media, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and others, just tell the story. Keep your editorials on the editorial page. You're absolutely entitled to that, but don't let that creep onto and bleed onto the other pages. Just tell the story. And the indifference, again, and the lack of coverage suggests a cover-up. I yield back.